Hello and good evening, and welcome to the Thursday edition of The Shed. Hashtag Irish Bulls Mafia with me, Trevor. You're very welcome along to the show. This evening, now, what we're going to look at is the Buffalo Bills have announced their 53-man roster. I'm going to have a look at it and going to name five players I think that have been and will be very important to us going forward this season, and a few little changes. And then there's a couple added to the practice squad that we'll have a look at as well. I'm also going to talk about the competition I'm running because this is coming near the end. This is probably my last video before the point comes to enter the competition. Uh, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Steelers watch party at the end of September. And then I'm going to talk about my fourth team that's outside the 49ers and the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, who I think could make a run for the Super Bowl. So far, I've had the Houston Texans, I've had the Baltimore Ravens, and I've had the Detroit Lions. So they're my three teams so far. I think could now. As I said, it's only preseason, so things could change, but we'll see. So the first thing I'm going to talk about tonight is our 53-man roster for the season has been announced, and there was great anticipation and wonderment, and was there anything exciting going to come from it? Any players that weren't supposed to make it, and so on. And the biggest news from it is that linebacker number 44, Joe Andreasen, the local Buffalo boy, has made it. So congratulations to him. It's great to have a kind of a fairy tale story like that. I was hoping that he would make it. At the end of the day, Brandon Bean and Sean McDermott have to make up their own mind who they want and what they want them for. And just the lad did work so hard during the preseason and training camp and the three preseason games and did very well that I think he deserved his opportunity, and let's hope now he can make it. He's going in with the best. He's going with a team that will have aspirations of A, winning the AFC East, B, challenging and winning the AFC Championship, and C, challenging and winning the Super Bowl. Time will tell whether this happens or not, but he is part of a team now that are in that situation. So he has to embrace it and enjoy it. Other names that stand out to me that I'm glad to see have made the cut is um, Hamlin, Damar Hamlin. Sorry, brain freeze for a second. Uh, Damar, and there was at safety position questions whether he would make it or not. Now, apparently, he's had a very good preseason and that he has done it, and I'm delighted, especially after everything that he's gone through. And hopefully, he gets his life fully back. I know last year he made his comeback and it was amazing, especially after seeing him, you know, questioning whether he'd live or not after the night in Cincinnati. And he has progressed and improved, and now he's made the 53-man roster again this year, and I think he'll have a big part to play for the Bills this year, and hopefully that he will, and he can get his own uh, life back on full terms, full hog. Like last year was great to see him in London when I was there at the game was amazing. He didn't play that day, but just to see him on the pitch with other Bills players, considering what he had gone through. But this year now, I would be hoping for Demar to push on and um, make safety his place on the field, get into the starter if he's not already the starter, and if he is to keep it. So, congratulations, Jamar. I am very, very happy for you too. Um, Khalil Shakir, he's made it. Keon Coleman has made it too, and Curtis Samuel at wide receiver. Um, Matt Collins has also made it at wide receiver. Um, like those question marks over who would be the wide receivers. And then they picked Marcus Valdez Scantling, the former Kansas City Chief. Now, I don't know whether yes, the man has two Super Bowls and he played awful well in the playoffs last year. But I have said this on this video, if anyone wants to watch it back, during the season, regular season last year, he couldn't catch a cold. Now, hopefully and I didn't hear great stories at times out of the training camp about him either. So hopefully he'll improve. Like I see one of his running mates last year, Kadarius Toney at the Chiefs. They've waived him. Like another guy that has Super Bowls and doesn't want to be touched because of attitudes. And you know, hopefully Marcus Valdez Scantling will refine himself and prove that he is deservedly with the Buffalo Bills. What he's done with the Chiefs, I admire, but the Chiefs are gone. If he wants to be a Bill, he has to prove it. There is some good wide receivers in the practice squad. KJ Hamler is one, Shavers is another, Dion Kane is another. So if Marcus Valdez Scantling isn't producing, then I'd pull him out and put one of these guys in the blink. 'Cause we need everyone clicking, so we do. Von Miller has made it. I had question marks over Von Miller, which is private life last year. Um, Hopefully he has put that behind him. Things have been sorted. He can move on, and it's time now for him to pay his contract. Yes, he got injured and went through a severe comeback, and last year he didn't perform too well. And I know he's getting on in years, but it's time now for him to pay pay back some of the 120 million that the Bills are paying him over his contract, because we need we need him. We need him to click. We need him to do his job. When he does do his job, he does do a very good job. We need him to keep his personal life out of the papers and out of the news, and just concentrate on playing football and helping the Buffalo Bills go as far as we can. Then um, there was a practice squad, and I seen Mitch Trubisky has made the 53 man as our backup quarterback. But the Buffalo Bills have signed to the practice squad Mike White. Now, the last 2 seasons, Mike White has been at the New York Jets, where he had to come in and play for Zach Wilson, and was back up to Tua Tagovailoa last year at the Miami Dolphins. And I'll be honest with you now, and this is only from what I see and have seen, I would rather Mike White be our backup quarterback than Mitch Trubisky. But time will tell. And again, if Josh Allen gets injured and you need either or, things aren't looking good, firstly. But secondly, I would prefer if you had to look at Mike White than Mitch, because he had a stinker last year in Pittsburgh, and I'm afraid I can't get that one out of my head. And yes, he has done it in his early days, but like you look back at your last game, or you look back at last season, and Mr. Trubisky was not the man. But he's a Bill now, so we have to support him. I see Frank Gore Jr. has dropped into the practice squad. Made it. He was never going to get in with the running backs that we had there. But it's good he's there in the practice squad, because James Cook, Ray Davis, and Ty Johnson, they're three quality running backs. But if anything happens to them, Frank Gore Jr. had a brilliant game against the Carolina Panthers, so he is in form. So if we ever need him, we have him. Um, then we also did a trade with the New York Jets, where we brought in Brandon Codrington. He's a cornerback, and we got a 7 round pick in 2026, and we gave them a 6 round pick in 2026 for him. On the injured reserve list, we have put Travis Clayton, Matt Milano, and Darrington Evans. They are being put on the injury reserve. Now, offensive tackle Travis Clayton and running back Darrington Evans, um, they're two guys that I don't know an awful lot about, but Matt Milano is the big name for me. And I just hope Matt Milano can get back. They reckon around December time, and hopefully he does. He's been through the wars with injuries, and please God, when he comes back, that he's able to run and go. Because when he plays, he is awesome, and he is what we need if we're going to push for a Super Bowl. So that's a quick look at the 53 man roster. On all social medias. If you want to have a look at it, go into the Buffalo Bills website and you'll find it and see all the names there. Like, I didn't want to go through too many, because what else I have done with it is I took a look at, pick out 5 players out of that are going to be huge for us. in the 2024-25 season, and hopefully will stay fit. So, first guy I looked at is cornerback Christian Binford. Christian Binford is going into his third season with the Buffalo Bills. He's 23 years of age, and each season he's improving and improving. And this is a guy that we need to lead our team there and to drive things forward. And he is a guy I think that can. Like all these guys are leaders, and all these guys are had awesome seasons last year that I mentioned, and they're going to have to live up again the coming season. The second guy that I am hoping for big things again, he's been doing it for the last few years, is offensive tackle Dion Dawkins. He's 30 years of age. He's going into his eighth season with the Buffalo Bills, and he's improving every single year. And they call him the Snowman. And that's not my Bogman accent. It is the Snowman. So um, he is improving every year. And I was watching him on a few interviews and different programs, and he is a guy that's driven. He doesn't like other teams. He doesn't like players, especially in the division on other teams. He's old school. He's like myself. You look after everyone in the house, and then outside the house, you don't care. That's it. And he's a guy that I'm hoping for big things this year. Third guy is defensive tackle Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver, excuse me, is going to his sixth year. He's 26 years of age. And big things were expected of Ed, and last season Ed delivered. And I'm hoping again that he has another brilliant season going forward. The year before, he was fighting injuries and stuff, but last year he really lived up to what they expected of him. And hopefully this year now that things will push on again. The fourth guy for me, I think is huge, is wide receiver Kahil Shakir. Kahil Shakir last year was third choice wide receiver, but in the second half of the season, or from week 6 onwards, he had more receptions, less drops, more yards than Stephon Diggs. Now, everyone's still crying in the media. I'm not saying the Bills, in the media about, oh, the Bills have lost Stephon Diggs. But if you look at your last race, and last season, Stephon Diggs was there for 5 weeks and then disappeared. So we did all the rest of the season without him performing the way he should be. And Kahil Shakir was the man that stepped in, and he is a guy that I think big things with him and Josh Allen this season coming. And of course, the fifth guy is Josh Allen. Josh Allen for me is with Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow when he is fit, the best three quarterbacks. You can yes, Mahomes in the Super Bowl ring, so everyone's going to say he's better. But Josh Allen is the reason I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. So there's I could have been a Kansas City Chief fan if I wanted Mahomes, or Cincinnati Bengals fan if I wanted Joe Burrow. But no, they didn't speak to me. Josh Allen did, and that's why I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. And for me, Josh Allen is as good as they come. And he's going into his seventh season. He's age 28 years of age. He was the top quarterback in the NFL last season with the most involvement in touchdowns, and yet he didn't get MVP. And we look to Lamar Jackson. I'm happy for him, but um, these are things I have seen being a Mayo GA football fan, that Mayo players don't get the recognition at the time when they were challenging for stuff because other guys, for whatever reason, got it. And this last year, to me, was the same for Josh Allen. He deserved to be MVP, but he didn't get it. So what you do is you just dust yourself down, get up, and prove them wrong this year. So they're the five guys I've looked at. There are five leaders in the team, and hopefully going forward, there'll be other leaders to step up during the year. Like you can't expect them all to have uh, 17 regular season brilliant games, and then all the playoff games you need to win the Super Bowl and click every day. If one man has an off day, someone else has to step up, and there is plenty of leaders in the Buffalo Bills squad, the 53-man roster, and on the practice squad to step up and fill them shoes. Now, before we move on to the Steelers watch party, there was another thing then I was just reading during the week. Now, I don't take much heed of it, and I don't think people, I said I'd bring it up for conversation's sake. So apparently, Josh Allen was voted by his peers as the number one trash talker in the NFL. Now, I just looked into this a few minutes ago before we came on, and there was apparently 103 anonymous NFL players. So read into it what you want. I don't ever see him trash talk. Now, if the man on the field runs through someone, makes a brilliant run, throws a brilliant touchdown, gets the belt and out of his pass, there's a touchdown from it, then he's every right to say whatever he wants. Because the proof's in the pudding. The man is awesome. Like he's he is just that good. So I don't see him trash talking when he's interviewed after games or before games. You never hear him badmouth many people or anybody really. He's very calm and relaxed and focused. So if he beats you on the field and he says a few words, I'm sure you said something to him and he's just quieting you in the story. Look it up. So as week one approaches, I am doing a competition. As I have 25 entrants so far, and very thankful for them. That's brilliant. And if any more wants to come in, they're welcome. There's 2 days left to come into the competition. So what it is over the 18 regular game weeks, it is the NFL game week prediction competition. Everyone that enters, I will send them out. Now, this week I'm going to do it on a Monday because we don't have a Monday night game. The season starts on Thursday, but it'll be usually on a Tuesday. I'll send you out the list of games for that week. And by the Thursday, I have a time set, and I'll be up on social media. Whoever's in the competition will come back and say who they think will win. Each game week, for each correct answer, is a point. And if a game ends up in a tie after overtime, then you get half a point for that. After the 18 game weeks, a regular season, the 272 games, whoever has the most points win. The winner will get a one of a kind #Irish Bulls Mafia hoodie with the competition thing on it, like as in NFL Game Week Prediction Champion 24-25, #Irish Bulls Mafia mug and keyring. Um, Last place will get a wooden spoon, and once you enter it, if you're last, you get it in the story. And it's a bit of crack. And I have some brilliant entrants so far. I have former Buffalo Bills great Jerry Ostrowski. I have he's in the Overreaction Buffalo podcast as well and show. I have Jimmy English from Gaelic Gridiron. I have Mark Hogan from NFL Ireland. And them two guys really have done a mighty job in the last few weeks promoting the college game here and pushing the NFL game and bringing the Steelers party that I'll be talking about in a minute to Croke Park and getting the Steelers involved in Ireland. Also, I have Jake Podger and Mike Thornton from Ethnical City Mafia. So, like, we have some big podcast names and football names, and I have Ordinary Joe Soap like myself and many others that will have a bit of crack taking these guys on and seeing how we get on. So it's a bit of fun. It's bringing people together. It's the world is a messy place. It's a place where we can have a laugh. And if some guy gets all the game or girl gets all the games right, fair play to them. If someone gets them all wrong, we'll have a laugh, and it'll be someone else's turn next week. So it's just about enjoying it and bringing people together, and that's the whole point why I do this. It's just we're all NFL fans. We'll support different teams. There's a load of different teams in the competition, but it's just to bring people together and have a laugh. So if you're interested, please, you're welcome to join. On about the Steelers watch party. The Pittsburgh Steelers are running a watch party in Croke Park on the 29th of September. I was lucky enough to get my ticket yesterday because it sold out today, and I I decided I would go to it. Again, no more than the competition. It's about meeting people, and they're playing the Indianapolis Colts up there that day. Well, it's in America, like, but it'll be on Croke Park that day. And I also want to see the whole hoorah. And I've never been at a tailgate. The college game I went to and the Bills game I went to, I didn't go to tailgates. So I just want to see what a party's like, an NFL party, and I'm sure it'll be brilliant. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'll keep you updated, and when I go to it, I'll put up a few pictures, and you don't know who we might meet and who we get a chat to. So I'm looking forward to that. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about tonight, and not to stay on too long, is who is my fourth team that I think may challenge for a Super Bowl in 2024-25. And like I said, not counting the Chiefs, not counting the 49ers, because they're two of the favorites straight off. I'm not going to talk about the Buffalo Bills because I'm going to be talking about them all through the season. And I'm not looking that far ahead as a Bills fan. I'm just looking now to Arizona Cardinals week one. We take them on. But for the other teams and for the Kraken to make conversation, I've already said I think the Houston Texans could be. I have already said I think the Baltimore Ravens could be. I've already said the Detroit Lions could be. And team number 4 is the LA Rams. The LA Rams. So they won the Super Bowl in 2022, I think it was. Yes, it was 2022. They beat the Cincinnati Bengals. It was in their own stadium, SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. And that night, Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp basically, on the offensive side of the football, did the job for them. Now, I know injury in 2023 season ended Matthew Stafford, and he came back last year and he had a brilliant season. And again, for him, he's a man that's getting up in years, but I hope he stays injury free and has another tremendous season. If he does, he'll be the main driving force, or one of the main driving forces for the LA Rams to make Super Bowl push. Sorry, Cooper Cup, and for that season of 22 was awesome. I don't think he has hit the heights that he hit then, but not on the regular as he did before. He hasn't been as consistent, and they were lucky last year that when he dipped or was injured, that Puka Nakua, it was the rookie, but came in, and Puka has stolen the show. So much so that most people talk about Puka Nakua right now as the most dangerous LA Rams wide receiver over Cooper Cup. But I'm a Cooper Cup fan, and I think when he's on form, he's a very, very tough task to mark and can get balls and hold on to them. Kind of like Kahil Shakir can when he gets catches, he really drops them, when he's on form. So he's a guy they'll have to watch. If Matthew Stafford goes down, they have Jimmy Garoppolo, the backup quarterback. Now, Jimmy came from the Las Vegas Raiders, but he was at the 49ers before that. Now, he is suspended for the first 2 games, but like the Bills, and I hope Josh Allen doesn't get injured, I think the Los Angeles Rams will hope that Matthew Stafford doesn't have to go through any injury, because Jimmy is a solid quarterback, but he can let you down big times as well. Um, Running back, they've got Blake Corum and Kyron Williams, 2 very good running backs. Tyler Higbee, a tight end, another quality tight end. And then they've signed this year in their defensive side, Tre'Davious White from us. Now, for Buffalo Bills fans who know Tre'Davious White, he is a very likable guy, a very solid guy, but a very injury prone, unfortunately, guy. And he has gone through 2 serious injuries in the last 3 seasons. I wish him all the well, and I hope all the best, and I hope he gets fit and stays fit and plays well, because when he plays, he can play. But the question will be, will he stay injury free? And if he does, that's why I have them in there. He's the kind of guy that will push a team to do well or win a Super Bowl. So that is, and then you have McVay as the head coach, and sure, that guy's a genius. So even last year when he was written off at the start of last year, he still pushed them all the way and got them to the playoffs where they lost the Lions. So it'll be an interesting season. So that's why I have them in my 6 outside the other 2 as a contender. We'll leave it at that. But anyway, folks, that's my video for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, safe, and happy weekend. Please God, I'll be back on Tuesday night where I will be gearing things up for the first game against the Arizona Cardinals. And also, I will look at some of the news. Again, I don't want to stay on too long. I have in my head a 25 to 30-minute video, and I'm at past 25 now. There's been lots of news. Jacoby Brissett has been named starting quarterback for the New England Patriots over Drake May. Time will tell. Uh, Russell Wilson has been named starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers over Justin Fields. Time will tell. CD Lamb got his contract and still waiting for Dak Prescott to get his contract at the Dallas Cowboys. Big news, big things I can talk about, but I don't want to spend the videos too long. So I've done my video for tonight. Talked about the roster. We've talked about the competition. We've talked about the players I think that are important, and we've talked about my team four. And on Tuesday, I'll give you team five. So thank you very much for watching, folks. Have a happy, healthy, and safe weekend. And until next Tuesday night, as always, my friends, go Bills.